I don't know why.
Why?
Why not?
Why? Why ask why?
Remember that? Bud Dry?
Yep,
It was
Bud
an
Dry.
awful beer.
Yeah, it was fucking like gator piss.
So
So, talking about gator piss, how about this March for Life?
okay. Actually, I really got pissed about this. Okay. Now this is a school. Bear in mind that I get 3 to 5 emails a day from, with every single thing that happens. I got 3 emails because there was a bat in the school. The day that they had their walkout,
Yep.
I got an email the day before stating, first of all, that it was a student organized group and that the students had put it all together and it was not administrated by the school, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't
Not put on by the school.
Thank you. Which is bullshit, because in the same email it told me that the national organizers had picked the color orange for this protest, which everyone saw, because it was not only students who were present at this event, which was what the email stated to me, but also media.
Ah.
Now I can't say, I kept them home.
Good for you.
This is not, I'm not going to have my kids become the focal point for something that they don't fully understand, because they can't fully understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, too young.
And be used.
Yeah.
That's
Used to
these
push the
kids are being
agenda.
used, and we can talk about David Hogg, and just spoiler alert, I'm not a fan.
Well, I'm not a fan of his either.
And honestly, that kid is a little too polished and a little too
Dude, he's a
Mussolini-esque.
weird.
Have you ever seen him speak?
Dude, he's a weird looking kid. He's a weird looking kid. He looks like he looks like a sneaky fucking snake. Is what he looks like. He looks
True,
like a
and I
snake.
think a lot of people see that, and I think that's why they need the girl with the shaved head, because she's a much better.
What, wearing a Cuban flag on her freaking jacket over
Yeah, I
there?
saw it.
Yeah,
That's they're kids.
yeah, the kid, but it shows their ignorance.
There was an interview earlier where actually the honeybee said exactly the same thing that I'm saying, which is that these kids are being held out there. They don't. Kid David Hogg was tweeting about how or talking. I don't know. He does all talk shows and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know where he said it, but that his teachers were very understanding about his TV appearances. This is not. That's not a life for a kid.
No,
That's a lot of pressure. And let me tell you something. People have not been kind, and they're not going to be. All right. This is a very I don't want to say controversial, but people take along with the First Amendment, the Second Amendment is taken very seriously and very literally by, if not a majority, a large minority of the population. You get into background checks, you get into, what's considered military application only. You get into all of it, and we've already, we're already so far past the point where we would be able to defend against our own government becoming a tyrannical government. They do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
All right. You know what I mean? It's your bump stock and your 30 round mag. How many tank divisions do you have? You know what I mean? Like where are you set for directed energy weapons? Because I'm short myself.
Listen, the whole thing comes down to was the Constitution. When that was written into the Constitution, all right, into the Bill of Rights, all right, what we look at here is that we were afforded the right to be able to own firearms, to be able to protect ourselves from exactly what you said, a tyrannical government.
Well, not only that, but they needed the militias armed for the British returning or the French or anybody. I mean,
Tyrannical governments coming in.
Right.
Okay? Trying to take over. To be able to protect our country. All right? And for years, it's been known as, you can't go over to America and invade America because behind every blade of grass is a barrel of a gun staring you down in the face.
And that was true when your standard rifle was considered a fight. Nobody has.
Dude, I know
fully
a lot
automatic.
of people that have a lot of people not automatic, but they're just saying a gun. Period. They're not talking about automatics. I mean, they're talking about a gun. Period.
And what I'm telling you is that it would be bloody if the government actually tried to forcibly take all of the guns from everyone in America. It would be bloody. There would be deaths on both sides, but that's net win for the people who want that in the first place. They don't give a fuck anymore about the soldiers that they've been feeding to a buzzsaw for the past 30 fucking years.
But it's not going to happen. You're not going to outlaw guns in this country.
I don't think so. I think that it's going to happen.
They're too deep in the pockets of politicians to be able to be taken out. The NRA is NRA.
The NRA.
Gun owners,
okay, all right. So take the NRA and what they put into political campaigns. Compare it to Big Pharma, okay? And why do we not know what substances any of these kids were or were not on? Why is a post-mortem toxicology classified information, national security level, so that you can't get it with a FOIA request? How does that happen? And no one seems to bat an eye.
Because it's not being brought
because
up.
The NRA is small potatoes compared to.
I understand it's NRA small potatoes. What I'm saying is that there's just what it comes down to is that you have lawmakers in this country. They're not going to make those. They're not going to pass that law or go in to repeal the Second Amendment. I just don't see it happen. Unless you vote them all out and bring all these young people in.
Okay.
And have them go in there and become senators and representatives and vote out all the, get rid of your Lindsey Grahams and get rid of your Paul Ryans, your Trey Gowdies and all these other people.
Within 4 years, all of those kids that walked out of the schools and marched for life and all that are going to be the biggest voting demographic in this country. Let that sink in for a minute.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
You and I are so deep in a blue state that we might as well not even bother.
What, voting?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of reasons to not even bother. First of all, it encourages the motherfuckers. But the votes are going to go how they go. And they'll redistrict to the point of your vote doesn't count anyway if you're anywhere outside of the margins. Which, I mean, even a Republican vote, it's
It's useless. In this state, it is.
So, this is depressing.
No, because it's a depressing topic. I mean, the whole thing it comes down to is, we're talking about a situation that, is definitely on the minds of people. There's no doubt about it. I mean, listen, you got kids at a school age. I got a kid that's school age.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Who's to say some fucking wacko can't go into the classroom, go into the school, walk into the classroom and start shooting the place up? Just the same as on the flip side,
right.
who says some guy can't go and drive his car through the front door of the school when the kids are coming out with fucking gasoline cans in there and set it off and kill 100 kids?
All right. We go by what the headlines are.
Yeah.
Have any idea how many high school age kids die texting and driving every year?
I know this.
And I'm sick of these fucking statistics. I really am. No one is pro school shooting.
No one is.
Well, I mean, okay, and you say that, but there's an asterisk. Of course, there's a couple of psychos, that
the psychos and the ones on the left that really want to push for this gun control. And they want to push for, these people that want to push to take the guns away, they see this happen. No, I'm sure they don't want to, I'm sure, I hope it would pain them to at least, know that children lost their lives. But, who knows?
The problem that I have is that they're holding these kids out, and if you contradict, if you attack their point of view, you're unsympathetic, and they're just kids. But they can, if you've actually listened to any of this, every single other viable idea, concealed carry for teachers. There was the bill. Now I don't really know what it's actually going to do, but it gives more authority to the states with funding for school security. All of these, they just no, we won't go to school with armed teachers. We refuse.
Look, the kids saying this?
Yeah.
Too bad. All right, so keep on waiting for these things to happen. All right, because then, here's the thing, right? Let's look at the bombings that happened out in Texas, in Austin. Kid didn't need a gun to go out and shoot people. He was building bombs and putting them on people's doorsteps.
Right, but it's about making people afraid. It's about scaring people.
It's about scaring people. The thing I think the whole gun thing is a side of scaring people. The gun thing's its own gender on its own because they want to take away the gun so bad. But they don't talk. But you hear about the bombing, and now you don't hear nothing about it anymore. The kid's going. The kid's dead. Whatever. You don't really hear much. But the guns. But the whole gun thing. Like, how about the one in Maryland, where the cop actually killed the killed the kid with the gun? You don't hear that. That ain't talking about that as much. That ain't getting blown up all over the news. There's no much about that.
And for a couple of reasons.
Because it doesn't fit the agenda. That's why.
Right, and because this was not a kind of crazed act of just randomly, attacking whoever is in front of you. This
is targeted.
Right. This was,
against a girl.
Had something to do with a relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But a school shooting is a school shooting because any child could get hit in the crossfire.
Okay. And the other thing too is I didn't realize this. They included in that category because they were giving out some statistic. I think 18 school shootings. Suicides.
Suicides are higher.
Yeah.
There's more death by kids from suicide with guns than there is. There's like 1% of guns used by kids is for a mass shooting. I don't know what the stats are. I saw the same thing you're talking about.
Don't look it up. If anybody does watch this, they can look it up. But the point is, leave fucking kids out of it. It's
2/3 of all gun deaths are suicide, while only 1% are due to mass shootings. 0% of all mass shootings are done by an NRA member. 98% of all mass shootings occur in gun-free zones. Australia's gun ban had no effect on its gun homicide rate. 68% of Americans feel safer in a neighborhood where guns are allowed. Since 2007, the percent of women who possesses a concealed handgun permit has risen by 270%. Fatal firearm accidents account for less than 0.04% of total fatal accidents. In the states that adopted concealed carry, murders dropped to 8.5%, rapes 5%, aggravated assault 7%, robberies 3%. Those are facts.
Thank you for those statistics. Brought to you by Ben Shapiro, also known as William F. Cuckley.
We should drink it, now's the time.